this guy Glazer, the director of this Holocaust film, that just what at the Oscars.
Tell
They,
us about this. Not everyone's familiar with the story.
yeah, this hard left um, producer of a very interesting film on the Holocaust, the Khurban, dealing with the commandant of Auschwitz and his life outside the camp and inside. It was very interesting. It was kind of like Hannah Arendt's banality of evil, as she described Eichmann. And he got up in front of everybody and said that basically, in spite of the fact, because I'm Jewish, I want to condemn Israel, and I want to denounce my Judaism, or renounce my not denounce and renounce my Judaism, because of the atrocities that we're committing, alleged atrocities that we are committing against the Palestinian people.
Non-existent atrocity.
Non-existent, but this is an example.
Non-existent atrocity, just like the non-existent so-called settler violence against Arabs in Yudan Sharon doesn't exist. And this was recently admitted by a police officer in a Knesset committee, that almost all such claims are spurious.
Correct. But you have this guy up there spewing this self-loathing, this self-hatred, making it very dangerous for the rest of us in the diaspora, in Galut. And really the pushback has been muted at best. I've read a lot of the letters that were written in response to this absolutely awful behavior on the part of this guy by American Jewish organizations. And except for the Zionist Organization of America, the ZOA, Morton Klein's organization, the rest of the organizations really issued what I call mealy-mouthed denunciations of what this sorry excuse for a Jew stated. This is an example of what you just described. This man should be the poster child for that fourth type of Jew, quote unquote Jew. We know that there were quite a few of the mixed multitude, the Arab Rav, that came out of Egypt with us, and we've been suffering from them ever since. And he, as I said, is the poster child for that fourth person. So the name Glazer should be remembered by everybody as basically a traitor to the Jewish people in general and to Israel in specific. And for a guy that produced an otherwise very fine movie about the Khurban, it almost seems like, Mengele being appointed to a Jewish orphanage. It's just impossible to figure out how somebody so alienated from his roots could even contemplate making a movie about the Khurban. This is how crazy life is right now for us. But you have Schumer, and by the way, a friend of mine sent me the definition of Schumer. It's Middle German. It means somebody totally verrückt, confused, kind of out of his senses, and it's in a dictionary under the word Schumer. It's a middle German. I couldn't think of anything more appropriate to describe this guy, but most of us, at least who grew up in the United States, understood this type of person, because it's this type of person that has led to the highest assimilation rates that you can imagine, bordering on auto-genocide in the United States. The situation on the college campuses were the direct result of organizational leadership that basically was just 1 or 2 degrees off from what this individual, Glazer, expressed at the Oscars. I leave the Galut aside. I view them right now only as a source of olim, of immigrants who are not actually part of an aliyah process, but of a rescue mission that we have to undertake. Because of people like Glazer and other self-hating Jews who are validating some of the worst behavior by our enemies on the streets and on the college campuses and in governments in the United States, state and federal, that we have ever experienced since the 30s. So that's who Mr. Glazer is. He should be a poster boy for everything that's wrong with our people.
Indeed.